Vicente Manansala is a Filipino artist, a bright representative of Cubism, having been educated in USA, Canada, and Europe. The artist was in the forefront of the modernist movement in his country and played one of the key roles in development of contemporary art in the Philippines. Manansala is known as the author of Transparent Cubism, in which images are superimposed on each other and create a feeling of lightness and weightlessness. Painting was his lifeblood, as it was his long-loved and demanding mistress. Vicente Manansala pursued his artistic career with a single-mindedness of purpose, knowing art to be his known form of self-realization and no other. Even as a newsboy and bootblack in Intramuros, he already recognized his true calling, expressing his early creativity in designing kites and making charcoal sketch from material saved from his meager schoolboys allowance. At 15, he studied under the artist Ramon Peralta while doing signboards for a painting shop. The following year, 1926, he entered the UP of Fine Arts, from which he graduated in 1930. Subsequently, he earned a modest living as illustrator for Herald and Liwayway and as layout artist for Photo News and Saturday Evening News magazine during the great era of illustration in artist of Photo News and Saturday Evening New magazine during the great era of illustration in the Philippines, which brought out such talent as Carlos Francisco and Cesar Legaspi. It was in the 50s that he came out strongly as an artist with his famous painting of jeepneys and of the Madonna of the Slums. As masterpiece of the period, he later sought to enrich his art by studies abroad in Canada, France, and the United States. In the 60s, he made it to the top in the Philippine art scene as leading first-generation modernist in the country and as one of the most sought-after painters by art lovers and collectors. Last year, he held a successful retrospective, a summing up of his artistic production for more than 3 decades at the Manila Hotel, a show which coincided with the launching of the Manansala book in the silver and gilt-edged edition by Rodolfo Parras Perez, followed by an art auction of his work and first to be held in lifetime of an artist. All his life, Manansala breathed, lived, and talked art. His warm and vivid personality, sparkling with humor and occasional mischief, was fueled by the love of art. With increasing fame and success, he became a bon vivant while remaining a simple at the core, but never for once abandoning his easel. Late last year, he confided to friend, perhaps feeling the first intimations of mortality, that he would cease to accept commission of which he had been veritably swapped to start working in paintings, experimental he called them, which would lead a new direction in his art. The morning the artist was taken, will probably blush in hand before canvas, and when he had to put it down, could he have known that he would never take it up again. Their works of the period reflected the social environment, the Manila of the post-war period, and expressed the native sensibility and temperament. Manansala's art constituted a solution to the problems of the 50s in terms of the use of modern Western idioms and their local transformations, and in terms of the subject matter and content of art as reflecting of people's identity. Life and art for him were one and the same as he enjoyed through the years his steady fulfillment as an artist. With his death, Vicente Manansala as artist is now a part of the Philippine art history, especially in its difficult, searching years as a man. He became parts of the national legend. Through his depictions of contemporary Filipino life, Manansala addressed issues of intimacy, poverty, and culture. That is the meaning of his painting.